It is a serious subject to tackle this morning, but we have to do it because I know a lot of parents are waking up with us this morning wondering, when should I talk to my kid about this? Well, Patty Jo is back with us talking about a seminar that she's going to be having here in Austin on Monday, and talked about the 3 C's that can really help you talk to your kids about drugs and know when to talk to them about that. And it's in this book, by the way. I should hold this up and let you guys know about this. It's called Under the Influence by Patty Jo Sawvel. And she's talking about the 3 C's that she really researched. And what are the 3 C's, once again?
Once again, it's building your child's relationship with control, coping skills, and connectedness.
Okay.
And you want your child to see all those things as positive and have all the tools possible. And they're things you can start addressing from the time your child's about age 2.
Those 3 small words can really go a long way. I was telling you just during the break how, as a parent, I'm fascinated how we mold our kids, you know, starting at a very young age. And the research that you've done has been years and years and years of this, right?
15 years.
15 years.
Yes.
And it's all in this one book?
Absolutely.
Okay.
More than, as someone say, you know, no rock left unturned. But virtually any question. I'm an investigative reporter.
Right.
So one question leads to another, as you know. And every question that came up, I chased down the answer. So if anyone has any other questions, you know, I have contact information. I'd love for people to come to the seminar, not just parents, but coaches, pastors, anyone who works with kids, and the general caring community. Grandparents should be there. There's things they can do on a daily basis or weekly basis to help their kids.
Starting now. And the research
Now, as you watch this man sit down, I want you to know one thing. This particular person, Dr. Don Martin, changed the course of Kernersville history, because most superintendents would never agree to let a newspaper in to survey 1,700 students about their drug problem. And when I actually went to receive that Press Association award, all the reporters were coming up and said, "How did you do it? How did you do it? How did you break through the barrier of the schools?" And I said, "You know, I never went to college for writing, and I didn't know any better. I just went and asked, and so that's what happened." Okay, so, and I hope you noticed that Mariah was one of several instances, and some of them are documented in the book here. At the moment of decision, when you have a KCK student leader that can stand up at the point of decision, that is powerful. That is what changes lives. That is what changes schools. That is what changes communities. I'd like to end by just addressing one thing.
Fire department.
That's interesting, because you wouldn't normally have those kind of conversations, you would think, at that young of an age, but I could see how it would relate throughout life and throughout those pressures that you might get when you are a little bit older. What's the second C that you want to talk about?
Yes, because you're building relationships with support nets to support the children.
Right.
The second C would be coping skills.
Coping skills.
And in my seminar, I'll ask the audience, you know, how many coping skills can you list? There are like 100 coping skills.
Right.
How many can you list?
A lot.
Can you really? Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. So a lot of people only have 1 or 2 or 3 things they can suggest to their kids. But nowadays, kids need lots of coping skills, because every time you're under stress, maybe sometimes you'll grab a favorite book and it kind of takes you away.
Sure.
Maybe you'll play sports and that kind of the adrenaline, you sweat out the stress. Yeah. Well, kids have so many pressures today that you can't grab the book every time, because it's going to be like, it doesn't work anymore.
Not every time.
Yes. And so you have to have lots of coping skills. So that's another C.
Interesting.